Here we are then, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Motive channel. We're about to go racing here for the sprint race here tonight for the Clio Cup round 9. Race 9 of the season is here. We go. The lights coming on now. We're about to go racing. And it's lights out and away we go. And SRT Bird gets away reasonably nicely from pole. But Grandad Steed's got a good start as well as he's looking to the inside down towards turn 1. You've got Cobb there behind them with Jay in 4th place as Jay's made the move on Cobb into 3rd. We've got an incident there. Oh, and SRT Bird spins out and somebody's got onto the back of the pack as well. SRT Bird is down to P15 in this race as we also saw Aussie Albio in a moment as well. But Grandad Steed leading the race on his reappearance here at Motive ahead of Jay. Lightbait in third. Bit of collision there between Jay and Grandad Steed. Now we can see Smokey squeezing through up into the lead. Oh my God, John Boy up into 2nd and Diabetic Lamb has moved through into 2nd place.
We had 4 wide there through turn 4.
Insanity here as we got Smoky Devil now leading us coming down towards the final couple of corners. Diabetic Lamb is going to be, has got Charlie Goff now looking to his inside as they're coming into the final corner. John Boy's going to hold that inside line side by side behind them as well as Jay and Beam Basher are also close, rubbing doors there coming through the final corner as Charlie Goff is now right behind Diabetic Lamb and John Boy at this point. But we got two drivers in.
Big crash.
What's going on there?
Jay's flipped!
Oh no!
Championship lead! Oh, he's flying!
Oh no! WSRC Jay's had a big incident there. Was that with Cobb?
Ricky's flipped Cobb's. Oh, Jay and Cobb.
What is going on here? I'm in disbelief. Smokey leads the race right now. Smokey leads the race ahead of Diabetic Lamb. He's opened up almost a second of a gap. Jay can't get moving because he's got no reset button. Is this Jay out of the race? Could this be his championship thrown into question here? Lightblade down in P10 as well. Jay's retired from the race and Lightblade running down in P10. So this is a great chance for John Boy to extend his gap, leading the championship by 31 points coming into this round. He's going to have an even bigger lead by the end of tonight if he continues on like this. But it's Smokey from Diabetic Lamb with John Boy 3rd ahead of Charlie Goff. And Smoky Devil with a great chance of maybe taking his first win here.
Well, he's moved down the inside from Charlie Goff there. Is Charlie going to be able to make a move? Diabetic Lamb just a little bit wide. Gains slight advantage there.
I'm a little bit shocked about that, to be honest. I can't believe what I just seen. That was a cataclysmic incident there.
Cobb's retired as well. Cobb's retired.
Yeah, Cobb and Jay, massive damage. Obviously, Jay couldn't get moving. Cobb is out of the race. He's retired from this one. And we've got, well, pandemonium already here. I don't really know what was the spark of that incident. I don't really know what was the trigger, but ultimately you got 2 drivers who are up the sharp end in the championship standings, especially Jay, who's one of the 3 main contenders this season. And yeah, 2 of them out of this race, or well, Lightblade a little way down the order in P10, but it's not been the start of the race that I think Lightblade or Jay certainly would have wanted. As we can see now, Smokey's got John Boy all over the back of him here, and John Boy, the championship leader, is going to be looking to try and extend his gap in the points to the 2 guys who have now basically consigned themselves to a quite a low points finish tonight. But John Boy's still on the back of Smokey's now. Diabetic Lamb's looking on the back of John Boy down towards turn 2. A little bit too far back at the moment. Charlie Goff there in 4th ahead of Grandad Steed, and you got Beam Basher there just on the fringe of the leaders with Aussie Albie at this point. But Diabetic Lamb really trying to keep this pressure on the leaders at this point. Smokey though still coming around out the front, as holding on to this one by the skin of his teeth. John Boy though, as we said before, he's going to be really looking to make this opportunity count for him here tonight.
Yeah, definitely. Like you're saying about the points, John Boy is leading the championship by 31 points over Jay. And there's only 3 points between Jay and Lightblade. So Lightblade needs to get a good result here to close in on jump ahead of. So
yeah, he certainly does.
Jump ahead of Jay here.
As John Boy's now making a move down the inside of Smokey. Smokey can see Diabetic Lamb's also going for it, but Diabetic Lamb a little bit too far back, but John Boy should have that one done to the inside coming down towards turn 2. Diabetic Lamb's going to try and follow him through. In the end, cuts to the middle, but no gap really forming there. Smokey's going to try and keep it around the outside. Diabetic Lamb, though, hugs the inside curve and gets the move done there on Smokey up into 2nd place. So John Boy, Diabetic Lamb, Smokey Devil now the top 3, and Smokey now down to the bottom spot there on the podium at this stage at least. Beam Basher there's currently got Aussie Albie putting the pressure on him in this battle for 6th and 7th places, but these 2 have dropped a long way off of the fight for the lead. And in fact, Charlie Goff and Grandad Steed look like they might be bringing themselves into the battle for the lead. They're now only second and a half off of that battle between John Boy, Diabetic Lamb and Smokey, as we see Beanbasher having a big moment there on the curb coming out of the penultimate corner, but holding on to it for the time being. Aussie's got Part Pooper Rex now all over the back of him as they're coming out onto the start-finish straight. But Smokey, by the looks of it, is on the back of Diabetic Lamb, noticing that on the timing screen there. And they're side by side into turn one, Diabetic Lamb and Smokey Devil. And Smokey couldn't quite get ahead of him there coming into the first corner. A little bit too far back coming into turn two, but Charlie Goff and Granad Stee now right in the thick of this battle for the lead. This is now a 5-car train here, battling over P1, which John Boy's currently heading, but not by much, and he can't seem to shake these guys just at the moment.
No, definitely not. I mean, there's a nice battle that is forming here between the top 5, and Granad Stee now trying to make a move on to Charlie Goff here into the penultimate corner.
Yeah, a little bit too far away.
Very difficult corner to make an overtake, and it just sticks behind. It'll be a snaking train down the straight to turn one again.
Yeah, absolutely. It's now Granad Stee is all over Charlie Goff. He's looking to make a move here in the inside, but Aussie Albie's done Beanbasher into P6. Did Granad Stee get it done on Charlie? I think he has. Granad Stee's up into 4th place, so he's made that move. Oh, they both seem to be getting a little bit squirrely out of the first corner. They might have had to avoid each other there. I think Granad Stee might have tapped Charlie because he seemed to be giving him the position back as they came into turn two.
Definitely. I mean, these two have now just dropped back off of these three in the lead. And if these three are only 0.5 of a second apart.
Yeah, it's very, very close here between these three at the moment. Charlie Goff there running a couple of seconds off of the lead with Granad Stee still. Beanbasher and Aussie Albie are still battling over 6th place. They've got Part of the Rex on the back of them. Bit of a gap back to DJ Phil after that, running in 9th place. Lightblade down in P10. So he's not where he needs to be at all at the moment. He's got SRT Bird about a second and a half behind him in 11th. Ricky and Alfonso still going.
Lamb going to remove for the outside into turn one.
He is, yeah. He gets a bit of a tap there in the rear from Smokey coming through turn one. As we can see, massively wide in the background. Granad Stee there really abusing the track limits there. I tell you what, if he gained an advantage there, we would definitely be frowning upon that one. But I don't think he really gained a whole load of time there, if I'm perfectly honest with you. I think he probably lost time if we're totally straight with that one.
These two are bumper to bumper through turn 2 and 3 there. A little bit of contact, and Diabetic Lamb has just dropped off slightly, but not a lot to stop the slipstream.
Yeah, absolutely. It's Granad Stee still keeping Charlie at bay at the moment, but Diabetic Lamb's got a lovely run coming out of the final corner. He'll have the slipstream here on John Boy, which will bring him that little bit closer. Might be a little bit too far back to go for it. No, he is going to put alongside here, because Diabetic Lamb could be going for the lead. Side by side into turn one, and Diabetic Lamb making his return to motive here tonight. Has a bit of a lock up there as he got onto the brakes, but he makes the move stick, and John Boy's now going to try and get a cut back, but Smokey now looking to the outside and will definitely want to get involved in this action, and Granad Stee is now creeping a little bit closer, but Diabetic Lamb with a nice move there into turn one, and Diabetic Lamb used to race with us quite a lot here at Motive in the very early days back in 2020 during the first lockdown, and he's really stormed back onto the scene absolutely brilliantly so far.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we've only got a 8.5 minutes into the race, and we've had so much drama with the two of the drivers that are very competitive, that are high up in the standings, retire through being flipped and having severe damage, and it's just left the one that is leading the championship now having to attack the out of the blue driver that has made a return.
Obviously, with the damage being on this season, and anything can happen over the course of the next, 3 races. I tell you what, we're coming into the tail end of the season now. 3 races after this one, so there's not really much time to make up for any major lost points here tonight. But with Jay crashing out of this race now, could that be his championship over? Potentially over 30 points behind John Boy in the title race. I think he's going to need a bit of a miracle to get himself back into this one. But what Lightblade down in P10 is going to be praying at this point is that Diabetic Lamb and Smokey can get themselves out of John Boy. Maybe Granad Stee can get himself into this. He'll be hoping and praying that the points don't get insurmountable going into the next 3 races. But John Boy, I think, needs to probably throw this one away. by virtue of a mistake or some big damage if he's going to lose this championship now.
With John Boy as it leads, he will take an 80-point lead in the standings over Jay, but Lightblade is only 3 points behind Jay, and at the current standings, Lightblade will gain 14 points, so it will only be
about 40 odd points.
70 odd points. That's gap. 70, 60 points.
Yeah, about 60 odd points. So
because there's a 40-point gap between 36-point gap between John Boy and Lightblade's current place. Oh, I know Lightblade has just jumped up to P9, so that would be only 33-point gap. Which would put still John Boy a 64-point lead. 3-1 into T1, here we go.
Yeah, Smokey down the inside has made the move. Oh, and this diabetic lamb there.
John Boy on 2 wheels.
Diabetic lamb was moving a little bit across there.
Oh no! Big contact.
Bit of a collision as he came together there with Granite Stee, and Granite Stee's now got Smokey looking back to his outside. But Granite Stee there, I think, just tapped him in the rear a little bit. John Boy's now got clearing away and potentially a step closer to this championship. But Charlie Goff has sneaked through up into P2. Diabetic Lamb, after a really impressive return here to Motive, has now found himself down in P5, and he's lost a few seconds.
Between Bean Basher and Pop Paper Rex.
Oh my God, it's all going off.
Bumper to bumper, here we go into this penultimate corner.
Bean Basher having a look. In fact, no, it wasn't. Yeah, it was Bean Basher who was having a look as he's tapping. He's just tapping Park Hooper there in the rear. Ozzy Albi's watching this go on in front of him, but you got Granite Steve's now on the back of Charlie Goff again and looking to try and make some headway here after his collision there with Diabetic Lamb at the beginning of the previous lap. Here we go. Granite Steve might have to run. No, he cuts back. Is he going to go for the exit out of the corner? You can see Smokey's got a fantastic run as well here. He's going to get the run on Granite Steve.
That was a big time gain from
Smokey using the slipstream there from Charlie Goff. But Granite Steve's happened in the rear.
Contact.
Oh, Granite Steve just tapped Charlie in the rear. Oh, he's round.
Diabetic Lamb is being made contact as well.
Oh, no.
This is going to give Lightblade a position as well because Granite Steve is still in the way. Lightblade up to 8th now. If this works out well and these guys in front keep making contact, Lightblade could get a podium here. Charlie's just disappeared from Smokey.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, you've got a point there.
From Diabetic Lamb, and Diabetic Lamb is under pressure from. Oh no, Top Rex is under pressure from Bean Basher and Ozzy Albi.
I would say if Lightblade can get himself on the podium, then the gap in the championship will probably be about 40 odd points, which will mean he'll be within a race victory of John Boy. So I would say with 3 races left, if he can get himself, within that 50 point, within a race win, obviously, of John Boy, he's got a fighting chance going into these final 3 races because anything can happen. Over the course of one race, it could all change so quickly. So Lightblade's just got to keep fighting here because he's only within 7 seconds now of a podium spot, and obviously we're going to have 7 or 8 more laps. If he can gain about a second a lap here on Smokey Deb, then he does stand a slim chance of keeping this title fight realistically alive going into the final round next week. But he really does need things to go well for him. He needs a bit of luck.
Wide there. Diabetic Lamb went wide. Part People Rex went wide coming out of the penultimate corner. This could give Lightblade a push towards this front. As one guy is very wide, and that is DJ Phil Green. DJ Phil Green and Grandad Steve's battling away with SRT Bird really rubbing the inside line.
Yeah.
If he's going for the side draft like you do in NASCAR.
Well, he's trying to get out of the side. He's trying to get out of the draft from the guys behind, so he's trying to break that toe. But it doesn't seem like he's doing it too successfully at this point. Diabetic Lamb setting his fastest sector times of the race so far. He's now really reeling in Smokey Devil as Part Pooper Rex and Bean Basher side by side. Bean Basher looking to the outside, tucks back into the slipstream again as they're coming down the hill. Is he going to look to make a move here coming into the penultimate corner? A little bit too far back by the looks of it at the moment, but these two having a great scrap. They are kind of closing in a little bit actually on the podium battle, a couple of seconds ahead of them. So that could be one to watch here. But Bean Basher now looking to try and get the run out of the final corner. He's in that slipstream again. Is he going to pull out here quickly, or is he going to try and maximise that time spent in the toe?
Bumper to bumper.
Maybe they're trying to just gain a little bit, trying to get themselves on the podium, maybe.
Definitely. I mean, who's that just coming out the pit lane? Is
That's Ricky. Yeah, Ricky's had a nightmare of a race here in this one.
Yeah, this is. These two have been having a battle throughout the race, and even there's been contact, and they're still bumper to bumper, 15 minutes into this race.
Yep, John Boy's got a 2-second lead out the front. He seems to have this one in hand. The championship leader taking another step closer to his what seems almost at this point like an inevitable title. But Beambasher, one of our former champions, actually, interestingly, Ryan, and I've only just clocked this. Beambasher is a former champion of the Clio Cup here at Motive under a different name. Smithy is faster, or as many people will probably just know him, Smithy, whatever his numbers were. But he's actually the same person as Smithy.
Annie, I just want to butt in slightly there. You said about John Boy's looking to have this race win here. I wouldn't call it off. Charlie is a couple of tenths faster a lap than John Boy. So this gap could close in.
Yeah, he's chipping away bit by bit. Beambasher, massive lock up there as he hit the brakes coming through turn 2. Yeah, this could be race on. Maybe Charlie's just left it a bit late. I reckon John Boy's probably taking it easy out the front now. He doesn't have to push too hard. He's probably just managing this race, trying to see it out and get himself to the flag. I imagine that's probably John Boy's mentality at this point. He doesn't need to push for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we're now getting to the last 3.5 minutes, and I don't see much battling happening other than the front third and fourth battle, and this fifth and sixth battle, which them two are closing in on Diabetic Lamb and Smokey.
Definitely are. So right now, Beambasher and Parkman are trying to work together. Parkman with a massive slide there coming out of turn 1, and that would have just lost him a bit of time, but Beambasher not close enough to make anything happen, not close enough to take advantage of the situation there. But wow, Parkman Rex was really sideways there coming out of turn 1. But yeah, as you say, these two chipping away, but I think they're going to run out of laps unless these two in front of them, Smokey and Diabetic, just trip over each other in some way. I think that they should have the final podium fight to themselves. Aussie Albie still going in P7.
Aussie's got Lightblade all over the back of him now.
Yeah, Lightblade's going to be smelling blood here. He'll be wanting to maximise his points here because he's having a nightmare.
He's wiggled down the hill and he has lost time and he has dropped a second on Aussie Albie there.
Yeah, he's really struggling in this race as Lightblade. I think he might have a bit of damage as well, because the Lightblade that we know would have made much quicker progress through the pack than he has made. So I reckon he's probably carrying a little bit of some kind of flesh wound of some sort.
We haven't spoken about this, but Charlie Goff is 1.1 seconds off of John Boy. John Boy made a really bad mistake. He dropped off the pace by over a second there.
He must have had a big slide or something, surely, because that's not just a little mistake. He's lost nearly 2 seconds in one lap. John Boy must have had an absolute mare somewhere. He has started to stabilise that gap. It's now going up a little bit. But Charlie Goff could have a sniff here.
Charlie was on the back of John Boy, because Charlie's off the fastest, his best lap by over a second.
Yeah, keeping an eye on the battle in the background. Beambasher is still clinging to Park Pooper Rex. Diabetic Lamb is still really close on Smoky Devil. Yeah, Diabetic Lamb might have an opportunity actually coming down towards turn 2. He's really close here on Smokey. Smokey's now swerving to the middle. What's happened there? Lightblade's out. Oh no, that could be championship over there for Lightblade. Obviously not mathematically, but realistically, I think Lightblade might have just lost his chance. Smoky Devil squeezing back through, holding on there ahead of Diabetic Lamb. By the skin of his teeth. And Ryan, you were right. Papa Rex and Beambasher are now right there on the back of them.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we've got 1 lap to go. Can Smokey hold off Diabetic Lamb, Papa Rex, and Beambasher for this final lap, or is he going to get nabbed on the line? Diabetic Lamb slightly wide. They gained a bit of time, but he's dropped back slightly, and he's now going to use the slipstream to close in onto Smoky Devil here and try and make a move. Last point of this lap.
Yeah, indeed, as we see a massive lock up there from both John Boy and Charlie as they come around the first corner. Obviously, last lap, so
jumping over that curb.
Yeah, Charlie's got the gap under a second. I think John Boy's just about going to get there. I think Charlie's just going to run out of laps in order to be able to do anything. But this is so tight between these two. As Diabetic Lamb sniffing, probing, pushing, trying to force a mistake out of Smokey Devil. Smokey's just got to keep it calm for the final couple of corners as Part Poop is now right with them. Beanbash has made a mistake.
Back as well.
Beanbash has made a mistake. He's now well off of them.
Lightblade and Alfonso side by side into turn 2.
Yeah, Lightblade's going to get that done. He's got big damage on the car, but that's not stopping him. John Boy, though, is coming through the final couple of corners. Where's the race leader? He is coming out to the start-finish straight for the final time here in this sprint race. It's going to be the race victory for John Boy. He's going to extend his gap in the championship. We reckon it's going to be 60, 70 odd points. Once we do the standings, we'll know for sure. But John Boy, your race winner ahead of Charlie Goff, who takes a brilliant P2 there. Smokey on the final podium spot ahead of Diabetic Lamb, followed by Part Pooper Rex, who takes 5th place. Beanbasher in the NP6.
Just going to nib. Oh no, he just got nabbed by SRT Bird on the line.
Great driving there from SRT Bird, getting there right at the end. Yeah,
we go Lightblade and Alfonso coming across the line. Is this going to be a final finish? Here he goes, here we go.
Alfonso does it. Alfonso does it for P10. So Lightblade there just getting nabbed. And DJ Phil there, 12th place. Ricky a lap down, classified in 13th place. But that was an absolutely fantastic sprint race there. John Boy taking the win, and it's going to take an absolute miracle now for him not to win this championship. I think he has a chance.
Got the fastest lap. No, Grandad Steve got the fastest lap.
Yeah, he did.
No, he didn't.
Oh no, it was Diabetic Lamb.
Diabetic Lamb taking the fastest lap of the race as well.
Great stuff there. So we'll be back, guys, very shortly. Check out the Discord server, and we'll have the link for the feature race up on there very shortly. Smash the like button and subscribe, and yeah, we'll see you in a few moments' time.